Lesson 14. Now hopefully you have watched the Lesson 14 dotted note prelogue. You want to do that first before you watch this one, because this will make Lesson 14 make a lot more sense, because we started talking about dotted notes. Alright, here we go. I'm going to make the assumption that you just watched it and it's fresh in your mind and you understand it, and that you asked all the questions that you need to ask. I already answered them, demonstrated them for you. I texted you because I'll let you text me. I'll give out my phone number, and then you can text me, you can email me, and I will explain it to you. Cool? All right. Number 1, Lesson 14. It's in 3 sections. I'm going to do the first section, I'm going to stop, do the second section, stop, do the third section, and stop. Here we go. First section, number 1. 1, 2, ready? Go. Easy rhythm. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1. Just like the rhythm from that I explained in the previous video. Now, what they did next is they tied the quarter note to the first eighth note. Notice that they are the same note. They are both G's. And now their values are tied together. So ostensibly you only have one note there. There's no re-articulating the eighth note. It's part of the quarter note now. Sounds like this. See the difference? This is the first section. Here's the second section. Listen carefully. Now, we're going to move on to the third section where you see the dotted quarter note. Now remember this and say it just like this. The dot adds half of the note's normal value. Repeat after me. The dot adds half of the note's normal value. There we go. Now here's the third section. The one with the dotted half, the dotted quarter note. Notice that sounded just like the second section, because the dot is ostensibly tying the that first eighth note to the note. Got it? All right, now we're going to use that skill in a sentence. Number 2. Again, if indeed you have trouble, please stop the video, work on the exercise, listen to it, work on the exercise, take your time. This is not a race to the end. Here we go. 1, 2, number 2. It was that rhythm again and again and again and again and again and again. Because practice doesn't make perfect, practice makes permanent. So it's important, really important, that we do it correctly as many times as possible. So correct is our only fallback position if we get nervous or something like that happens. Make sense? Cool. All right, we're going to go on to number 3. Number 3 is a little different. They've got a half note that gets 2 counts, and it's tied to an 8th note. So the tie is adding the values together. The half note gets 2, the 8th note gets half, so now we have 2.5 counts, right? Here we go, and here's what it sounds like. 1, 2, ready, go. They sort of mix it up. They gave you the concept of the tie, which I talked about in the last video, and the dotted note. Again, if you didn't get it, go back and listen to it again, practice it again. Okay, now we're going to play, I'm going to edit it again. 3, 2, 1. Okay, now we're going to play number 4. Number 4 is in the gloaming. It's one of those duets, those horrible duets that are written on the same staff to save paper, to save ink. I don't know what it saves, but it doesn't save my eyesight and doesn't save my sanity. It's hard to read as a beginner, and when you're an old fart like me, it's hard to make out what notes are what. Remember that the notes on the top of the duet, the first part of the duet, all their flags are going up, and the second part of the duet, all those flags are going down. If you encounter a note that has a flag going up and down, that means that both parts of the duet are to play that note. Hal Leonard, if you're watching, please correct this problem in this book. This, at the beginning stages, this is too complicated. All right, number 4, lesson 14, in the gloaming. 1, 2, ready? That's the top part. Now, if it's too fast, practice the bottom part, stop the video, practice the bottom part, and then start again. Now I'm gonna play the second part, the bottom part of In the Gloaming, exercise number 4, and in lesson 14. Here we go. Here's the bottom part. All those note flags are headed down. You got it? Here we go. 1, 2, ready? And there you go. That's all of lesson 14. Thanks so much. Now I know that I've got some lessons missing. I'm going to go back and do those too. If you're getting any benefit of this, if it's helping you at all, write it in the comments. If you don't have the book yet, you need to get the book. I'll write down in the description box where you can get the book, where you can order on Amazon, or you can go to your local music store. If you're in the Tampa Bay area, you can come out to Music Showcase, 402 Oakfield Drive. They've got plenty of them, and just ask someone at the counter and tell them that you need the Rubank elementary method for saxophone because you're studying online with Willie. Thanks so much. Do we see you again in the next video? Peace.